Do you know what's worth fighting for? When it's not worth dying for? Does it take your breath away and you feel yourself suffocating? Does the pain weigh out the... Alright, I've had enough. You ruin it every week. I'm just trying to sing a song and you... Alright, anyway, hello, hi, welcome. Well, that was 21 Guns by Green Day.
Yes.
I was trying to get to the 21 Guns, but you just started laughing and broke my concentration. As per usual, usually like you understand what song it is. I don't think, like, if you don't know the words to that song, I don't think you would know that's the song.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you did just play a recording of it, so.
Yeah.
Like, surely people would know, right? They'd recognize it.
We have poor mic quality, so
yeah,
we don't know. We don't know what it sounds like on the end. Right. Anyway, hello, hi, welcome. The name of the show is Politics. Although I call it Politrix, and the title of this episode is The Nun 2. My name is Presh.
And I'm Ty.
And I didn't want to do The Nun 2.
Oh, no.
Right? But my co-host pulled out a gun on me. And he said, we're doing this or else. You see, and I said, well, I just wanted to do the movie Fair Play. And then he pistol whipped me. You know what pistol whipping is, listeners? Well, can you ask me what is pistol whipping? Although I know you know because that's what you did. Can you be a surrogate for the audience and ask?
What is pistol whipping, Presh?
Listeners, it's when you take the gun and you hit somebody, you know. I can't remember what it was, but there's this thing where it's like, this guy hits him to death with a gun because he's like, he doesn't want to waste a bullet. So he just beats him to death with a gun.
That is brutal.
Pretty fucked up. But that's what you did to me. So I was forced into doing The Nun 2.
Oh.
So,
yeah. Okay.
What? Are you in love with the nun? You know they take a vow of celibacy, right? She's not gonna fuck you, dude. The nun too.
Oh my god.
Right. Yeah, and also like this movie is out on streaming already.
Yes.
So I didn't go to the movies and watch this. I don't even think it's at the movies right now.
I haven't seen it.
Right, but it was on streaming. So
yeah.
I was at home, and I got home from a drunk night out, and that's when I watched it. So I don't. You need to kind of lead the conversation with the movie segment.
Okay.
Right. I'm just letting you know, and the listeners.
Noted. Okay.
Right.
Cool.
So this is the thing. I don't know. We put out a commentary last week.
Yes.
So I don't know if it was the commentary or the episode before, but at some point I said that Strom Thurmond was an anti-segregationist.
Yes.
I misspoke. He was a segregationist, right?
He was literally the opposite.
Yes. Yeah, I meant segregationist, but
You said anti-segregation. Right.
Yes. Just people make mistakes, you know.
That is true.
Anyway, I was talking about Joe Brandon.
Yes.
I said Brandon was friends with Strom Thurmond.
Yes.
Brandon spoke at his funeral. Bro, well, I was just saying how old Brandon is. Yeah. And he worked with the segregationists. That's how fucking old he is, bro. Anyway, I also said that the US sends $40 billion per year to Israel for defense, quote unquote defense.
Yeah.
Actually, the number is variable, but for 2022 it was $3 billion. The 40 billion number is the total aid that's been sent over the last decade or so.
Oh, I see.
Right.
Okay.
I made a mistake with that.
Right. Okay.
Anyway, the news of the week. Ready to get into it.
Yeah.
Right.
Some hectic stuff going on this week.
Yes. The majority of what I'm going to say in the news is stories from the Israel-Palestine conflict. It's a bunch of different stories that I've kind of grabbed that that have come up during the week. In a very eventful week, right?
Yeah.
So the reporter Nicole Zedek of the Israeli news channel I-24 News says that Israeli soldiers told her that they have found the bodies of 40 Jewish babies and they had been beheaded.
Yes.
She didn't say that Hamas did it, but when the story gets reposted by, various news organizations, they add on the claim that these beheadings were done by Hamas. Right?
Yeah. Right.
So both Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli Prime Minister, and Joe Brandon, the US President, both repeat this claim, with Brandon saying that he saw pictures of the beheaded babies. Right. The next day, the White House walked back those comments, as Brandon had neither seen pictures of the beheaded dead babies nor received confirmation that this claim was legitimate. As of time of recording, there's been no corroborating evidence presented to back up this claim.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that Hamas didn't behead babies.
Yes.
I'm saying that this is a claim that would be easy to prove, as they would just need to release the pictures of the beheaded babies. Well, maybe not release them, because that's kind of fucked,
Yeah, that's very upsetting.
Maybe just show it to high government officials who can verify.
Yeah.
Or reporters who can verify. It doesn't need to go out to the public, but we just need confirmation that it's true or not.
Yeah.
And this happened, I think, last week.
Yeah.
I don't know when last week, but
it was early last week.
It's actually, we haven't been here for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Right? That's why. Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff that's over the last 2 weeks. It's not just 1 week that this has happened, right?
That is true, yes.
Right? Yeah. But again, no evidence has been presented of this.
Yeah.
Right? And this reminds me a lot of the story that the Russians were abducting Ukrainian children from orphanages.
Yeah.
And then having them be adopted by Russian families.
Yeah.
Which, another story that was never corroborated, right? This is an example of propaganda.
Yeah.
You want to make your enemies seem worse than they are, so that, violence used against them is justified. And in this particular case, Israel is using it to justify war crimes, right?
Yeah.
The reason that they're using children is because harming children is one of the most upsetting things to think about.
Okay.
Well, I'm sure I've mentioned this before, when we are covering the Russian, the Ukrainian story. It's that children evoke a much more upsetting, or I just said a hectic response in people, as opposed to an adult dying.
Yeah, that is true.
Right?
Yeah.
Anyway, the next story is Israel tells civilian Palestinians to evacuate the north, which was being attacked by Israeli airstrikes, and stop weapons from being brought in. Right?
Yeah.
The United Nations experts have condemned the Israeli bombardment as collective punishment, which is a war crime.
Yeah. On this topic, I've seen people saying that they're also doing this in response to a bunch of people that were taken hostage by Hamas. I don't know if you've seen that anywhere.
Yes.
Yeah. And they've basically said, release the hostages and the blockade will end. But somehow I feel like that's not what's going to happen.
Yeah. Either way, it doesn't matter their reasoning.
Yeah.
Having a blockade is
a war crime,
either way. Yes.
Yeah.
That's not relevant to the point I'm making.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it is relevant that they say they'll stop. But what I'm saying is, in terms of being a war crime, it doesn't matter their reasoning for it. It's still a war crime.
Yeah.
Right? The next story. Oh, this is the only maybe comedic thing that's happened, right?
Okay.
The comedian Sarah Silverman posted in favor of the blockade, right? She posted a thing that's maybe if Palestinians weren't so busy using their resources for bombs, they would be, they would have water or something. Something like that, to that effect. That, instead of using their resources to build up Palestine, they're using it to attack Israel. That's the crux of it.
Yeah.
Right? And it's also in favor of the blockade. The next day, she said that she was stoned when she posted it, right? Which makes me think, how strong is the weed in America that you start supporting war crimes because you smoking on that war crime act, bro? That's so crazy. Is she being serious or is this a joke? If she's being serious, this is the funniest thing she's ever done. If this is a joke, this is in very poor taste.
Yeah.
But yeah, if he's serious, that's the weed made me do it. Oh, fuck. Well, maybe I should have said that for the end because,
yeah, we need
it's kind of jarring to be like, oh, this hectic story. Oh, this funny story. And then back to, oh, this hectic story.
Yeah.
Anyway. The next thing is a massive blast rocked a Gaza City hospital packed with wounded and other Palestinians seeking shelter on Tuesday, killing hundreds of people.
Yeah.
The Hamas-run health ministry said Hamas blamed an Israeli airstrike while the Israeli military blamed a rocket misfired by other Palestinian militants. This is a group called, I think they call the Islamic Jihad, who are another group that they sometimes work with Hamas, but they're not the same.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of contention over this issue because as soon as it happened, an Israeli official took credit for the bombing.
Yeah.
They were like, yes, we got them.
Yeah.
And then as time went on, they slowly walked it back. They're I think they realized how fucked it is to bomb a hospital.
Yeah.
And they walked it back saying, actually, it wasn't us, it was
Hamas.
Not Hamas. What did I just say?
The Jihad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Their rocket misfired and blew up the hospital.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people have said is very unlikely because they don't have weapons that could do that.
Yeah.
So I don't want to make a decision on this. I want to wait for more information to come out. But again, the fact that the Israelis took credit for this and then walked it back makes me think they did it.
Yeah.
Generally, when you take credit for doing something,
it's because you've done it.
I think it's fair to assume that people will think that you did it. If you, But yes, so this I want to say is unsettled.
Yeah.
Again, I just want to give the benefit. Well, there's not benefit of the doubt to anyone. We don't know.
Yeah. It's hard to say.
It's hard to say, right?
Yeah.
The next thing is, on Wednesday, the UN put forward a resolution to condemn all violence against civilians and call for a ceasefire to deliver aid to Palestinian civilians.
Yes.
Of the 15 members, 12 voted yes.
2
abstained, which was Russia and the UK, and 1 country voted no, which was the US. And unfortunately, if the UN, there are 5 permanent members.
Yeah.
The US, the UK, China, Russia, and France.
Right.
Any one of them can veto a resolution on their own.
Yeah.
So
that's
other 14 members can vote yes. Only one.
One.
Well,
one of those 5 specifically.
Yes.
Yeah.
It just depends on how passionate they are. They could lose a vote and be like, all right, fine. But sometimes they can veto. It's not just voting no. It's you have to invoke a veto.
Yeah.
That's what they did. It's not just that they voted no. They voted no, they lost the vote, and then they vetoed it because they, didn't want it to happen. So, right. The US Ambassador Linda Thomas Greenfield criticized the measure for failing to underline Israel's right to self-defense, which gibberish.
Yeah.
Gibberish.
Not sure about that one.
This is about giving aid to civilians.
Yeah.
Literally, what does that have to do with giving aid to civilians, right? Okay, the next... Okay, that's all this is what I have to say about Israel-Palestine at the moment.
I've got one more thing.
Yes?
I'm not sure if you've heard of her. Naledi Pandor.
Yeah.
Our Minister of International Relations.
Yes.
She apparently phoned Hamas. She just she picked up the phone. She rang up, I guess, I don't know, Hamas reception. And apparently she asked them to stop fighting. And as you can see, not gone very well.
I don't know why you're being so incredulous of this. There's nothing wrong with that.
I find it strange that Hamas just has a phone number that you can dial.
They're people. They're not like aliens without computers. They can receive messages and phone calls, bro. They don't have octopus hands. They can't pick up a phone. You can call them. You can email them. Well, I don't know if they speak English. Well, that's very what's the word? Close-minded of me. I don't know what language they speak.
Yeah.
Right. But yes, there's nothing wrong. That's actually the right thing to do to try diplomacy. Right.
Yeah.
Our president, he was like, we as a country stand with Palestine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, dude. What else? What the fuck else are you doing? You know, are you doing anything to help these people? It's like, all right.
No. That's it. We stand with them.
Yeah, we're just standing. Dude. I didn't say anything else. I just said we're standing. Right. Yeah. Is that it?
Yeah.
There is something else, but it's not. It's kind of tangentially related.
Okay.
There was a child in. I think Chicago.
Yeah.
That was stabbed 6 times.
Oh.
A Muslim child was stabbed 6 times by the landlord, who was. Did you hear about this story?
Yeah.
Their landlord was like radicalized by right-wing propaganda that this is like the Muslims are rising up in like a world jihad day.
Yeah.
Right. And
World Jihad Day.
And this guy stabbed I don't know how old they are, but stabbed them 6 times. Which, that's pretty fucked. That's beyond fucked.
It's insane.
Yeah, but again, that's a kind of a shoot-off of this. It's not...
Yeah, speaking of tangentially related things, Sweden played against Belgium in Brussels. I think it was on Tuesday last week.
Yeah.
Monday last week. And obviously, Sweden supporters went to Brussels to support. And a little bit before kickoff, 2 Swedish supporters were gunned down in Brussels. Yeah. And
any information why?
As far as I've seen so far, it's being called a terrorist attack. And one of the Islamist, like one of the extremist groups, has taken credit for it, but I'm not sure exactly which one.
Oh,
yeah.
Very good reporting.
Yes.
On your part.
Thank you. Yeah.
Usually, you write something down to remember it, but you're very professional. I see.
Yes.
Anyway, but another thing you just reminded me of. There's a lot of in France they banned pro-Palestinian protests.
Yeah.
I think in the UK as well they banned it.
Germany as well.
Germany they banned it. There's a player named Diaby.
Musa Diaby.
I don't know. No. El Ghazi. Right in Germany. He was suspended by his club for being pro-Palestine.
Yeah.
I think he was made to train away from the rest of the group. Although I think that may have been debunked that he's coming back from injury. That's why he was separate.
Oh.
Not because of his political views.
Yeah.
But anyway, just a lot of protests trying to be stifled.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, are we done here?
Yeah.
Well,
I would say so.
Not with news. This particular section of the news.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Now, the House Speaker. So we spoke about this a few weeks ago when you were saying, the U.S. government needs to be funded.
Yeah.
And the Senate puts forward a budget and the House agrees to it.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Yeah.
Or the Senate sets the budget and the House passes it, right?
Right.
And so they didn't come to an agreement on the budget, but Kevin McCarthy, the previous speaker, he got in a stopgap that funded the government for a period of time so they could get a new deal worked out for the budget.
Right.
And I said that made him very unpopular with the Republican Party, remember, when we mentioned the story. And I said it was likely that he'd be kicked out of the situation, right? And in the time since, that's exactly what happened, right?
Yeah.
But in the 3 weeks since, they haven't elected a new speaker. This came up. The last time we recorded for the Saw X episode. Yeah. This happened before that, but I was so focused on the Israel-Palestine stuff that I forgot to mention this. But since then, they've had, I think, 3 votes for Jim Jordan as the new speaker. All of them have failed. Yeah. So Yeah. I would have assumed, like, okay, you're voting out your leader in the House.
Right.
You'd have somebody lined up. Like, what is your strategy? You're like, we'll get this guy out and we'll see how it plays. We'll see how things fall, and then we'll. Yeah. Usually you have a plan when you try to shift the paradigm.
Yeah.
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 Anyway.
Clearly not.
Yeah. I'm glad to say that they all very professional. All right. So, do you remember did we cover it when the previous public protector was fired?
I think so, but I'm not entirely sure.
So I don't know if it was this podcast or the previous one. No, I'm not saying in weeks.
Damn.
I'm saying
Like different podcasts.
I started
entirely.
a podcast,
Yes.
then that podcast ended, then I started this podcast.
Yeah, I was the backup option.
Anyway.
Moving on swiftly.
I don't know when I covered this, but Busisiwa Mkwabane
Yeah.
she was disgraced.
Right.
She was fired for incompetence and misuse of her powers.
Yes.
As the public protector.
Yes.
Which is the position that's supposed to hold the government accountable.
Yeah.
That, like, if the government is being corrupt,
Yeah.
the public protector steps in and charges them, right?
Yes.
This week she was admitted in as an honorable member of parliament, as an EFF member.
Huh.
She joined the EFF and became a MP.
Wow.
So, yeah,
Maybe she goes back up
up.
the chain to being the public protector again.
Well, that's not
Not how that works.
not a direct link.
Oh,
A public protector doesn't have, like, they're supposed to be neutral, not having a party.
right. I see.
Right,
okay.
but
yeah.
being a member of parliament in a specific party is not. They might be a little bit biased,
Maybe.
Right. But the acting advocate,
Yeah.
Kaleka.
Aleka.
All right.
Sorry, listener. That was quite loud. My
Scraped into office as South Africa's next public protector with 4 more than the constitutionally required minimum of 240 votes.
Oh,
Actually,
yes.
now that I'm thinking about it, it might be political, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Sorry, I've
Yeah.
been thinking about Palestine much more this week. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
and also the movie.
Yeah, that too.
Right. Can we move on to the movie?
Yeah.
Now, I only have 2 pieces of context.
Okay.
This is another one where I have nothing, more or less, right? But I know that this is a installment in the Conjuring franchise.
Yes.
And I've
Yeah.
never seen any other Conjuring I'm pretty sure I know of them,
Yeah.
but I've definitely never sat down and watched.
I believe The Conjuring 2 killed someone. Like someone had a heart attack while
Oh my
watching
God.
it. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
years of unhealthy living killed him. That was just the straw that broke the camel's back. Yeah. Well, I don't know why I'm being so judgmental. Maybe that person was in perfect health, and the movie was just so scary that they died. I shouldn't make these assumptions.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry for saying that person who died was unhealthy. Anyway, then the other thing I know is Teza Farmiga is the sister of Vera Farmiga.
Yes.
Who's a big horror movie person.
Yeah.
Actress, right? I think she's in The Conjuring.
Yes. Yeah.
She and Patrick, you know the guy.
Yeah.
He's a night owl in Watchmen. Patrick Wilson, I want to say.
I have no idea.
He's the Aquaman's brother, Ocean Master.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, cool. That's cool. Thanks for sharing.
Him and Vera Farmiga are like 2 paranormal investigators, and then they go from place to place investigating things. I think that's what The Conjuring is.
We do see it in the mid-credit scene as well. They've got their little.
I don't know. There was a
Oh no!
All right. But yeah, I also know Vera Farmiga from what's the Psycho TV show?
Psycho TV.
Bates Motel.
Oh,
Right.
Right.
She plays Norman Bates' mother,
huh.
Norma Bates, which,
Very original naming conventions.
well, she named him after herself.
Yeah.
You know, the Smiths.
Hmm.
Will Smith, his daughter is named Willow,
Yeah.
and Jada, their son, is named Jaden.
Ah.
Right.
I never actually thought of that.
All right, but it used to be a big thing where parents would name their kid after themselves. There's a lot of, like, Robert Downey Jr.
Right.
There's a Robert Downey Sr. You know, like,
Really? That's so crazy.
a lot of people used to just name their kids after themselves, or at least the first kid, and then like the others would just get like the name
Random
of an
names.
uncle or like a grandfather or like grandmother or whatever. Right?
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I don't know why you're talking about Norma Bates, but yeah.
Yeah.
The Bates Motel TV show went differently to the movie, which I liked.
Okay.
But anyway, I don't know why. Again, why I said I don't know why we're talking about that. And then, one more thing I wanted to say.
Yes.
As an example of news I would never bring up, Jada Smith has just been going on
Oh my goodness.
a tear of interviews with just saying things that nobody wants to hear.
They need
right?
to stop interviewing
But
that
yeah,
woman.
yeah. Well, I think she has like she's promoting something,
Oh,
and that's why all these things are coming out.
yeah, they
But,
already need to stop her.
Whatever the case is, that's not news that I ever want to cover on you.
No.
I've been bombarded with it against my will. I'm like, I don't want to know a single thing about it. Stop talking. Anyway, that's all the context I have. Do you have any context? Since you love the nun,
Well, this is
your
proposition.
no, your fiance.
Oh, goodness.
The nun.
Oh, wow. This is a sequel to The First Nun,
Oh, very good. Yes. Thank you. I would have known that.
originally titled The Nun, and that's also a horror movie. So it's keeping in
I see.
in
They
theme.
didn't shift genre for the second movie.
No,
Yeah.
no, yeah.
Although, do you know of any movies that do that?
Not really. Not that I can
I
think
can
of.
name Back to the Future 3 becomes a Western. Joker. Joker 2 is going to be a musical.
Oh, that's cool.
mm,
Oh, Mean Girls. The Mean Girls remake is also going to be a musical.
that's not a sequel.
Well, yeah,
That's just an adaptation.
yeah.
But
make a
whatever.
good
Well,
point.
again, we're getting too off track. We're supposed, again, the reason people listen here, they want concise analysis. They want to come in, hear it, get out. You know, no, not here for your Mean Girls thought. Yes. Are you done with the context?
Yeah.
Yeah. My first question is she single?
The Nun.
The nun.
The demon nun or
Yeah. Well.
Sister Irene?
Demon is very pejorative, but certain people will say, "Well, she's a demon, Presh."
Yeah.
And the thing is, we all have our problems. We
We all have our demons.
We're all flawed. People who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right, I see.
So is she single? She seems single.
Yeah, there's nothing in the movie to
There's
say
no evidence
otherwise.
to the otherwise. Yeah. I didn't see a ring on that finger while she was strangling people. All right.
Oh man. Another question. Why do they speak English in France? Like,
Because in Europe they learn different languages, unlike America,
oh,
where they only learn one.
and that is Spanish
You learned Zulu.
and Greek.
Yeah, whatever. The point being is, outside of America, people learn different languages.
I see. Yeah.
So yeah.
But like, so there's there's the altar boy and the priest.
Yeah.
Why is the priest speaking to the altar boy in English? Like, they're both French.
All right, whatever.
They live in France. Why would
Yes,
they?
whatever.
Yeah, I'm just.
You wanted
know.
a framing device. All right, let's
Yeah.
move on.
Yeah, I'm just saying. You know.
Yeah, I thought. So this is the problem. I didn't watch the first Nun.
Yeah, so-
we're covering the first one Nun as the. Well, why did you say? Why? What do you mean same?
Same. I also didn't watch the first one
So why did you want to watch Nun 2?
because it was out. And
I assumed you wanted to watch Nun 2 because you watched Nun 1. Oh my god.
there was absolutely no.
You evil. You're the nun. You know, by the way, I didn't find the nun so scary.
No, she wasn't.
Yeah, which again, that's why I'm saying a nice pasta dinner. You know, you just get to know each other. All right, carry on.
Oh. Also, I know it's a horror, right? And it seems to be a trope in horror movies. But why do people walk towards creepy sounds? Like, something will fall, and then they'll walk towards it instead of being like, let's not go there.
That's how you behave in real life. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying people do that.
People in general.
If you hear a creak, you'll go try see. You don't assume a demon is there, right? You think it's like maybe somebody walked in or something, you know, or like something fell, or you know, you again. Yeah, they don't realize they're in a supernatural horror movie, bro. Yes,
It's just like.
all right. But
Okay,
what I will say is another reason this is not scary. Any movie that has demons,
Yeah.
the implication of like the devil and demons is that there's a god.
Yes.
So, you know, I wouldn't worry.
Well, we see it a lot in this movie.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's, that's every time like, oh, well, they pre-seven. It's not even like they just randos and
Yeah. They are very religious people, such as nuns and priests.
yes. But that's what I'm saying. Have you watched Constantine?
No.
All right.
Okay.
But do you know who Constantine is?
Yeah.
Who is he?
The emperor of the. I want to say he was the first emperor of the Ottoman Empire.
Fuck, I want to strangle you.
Why?
Constantine.
Yeah, Constantinople.
We spoke about Constantine 2 weeks ago.
Did we?
He's the leader of the Justice League Dark.
Oh.
He's the supernatural detective from Liverpool. You fuck. You said this exact same thing. He's the emperor of whatever the fuck. You didn't listen to a fucking word I said. Oh my god. Constantine.
Yes.
They made a movie of him in the early 2000s with Keanu Reeves.
Yes, right.
Right?
Yeah.
And these demons were attacking him.
Yes.
And he also just had that revelation. It's like, oh, if there's a devil and demons, that means there's a god. So
Yeah.
I don't need to be afraid. And then, like, he wins. So, yeah, any religious thing, I'm like, well, the existence of you implies a god.
Yeah.
That being said, God didn't help a lot of these people here. Well, you could argue that he sent the taser for me. I'm just gonna call her the Black Nun.
Oh, no.
Taser Farmiga is the only one who was like nice to her,
Yeah.
or like, well, that's another reason they were probably speaking English, because that lady. But
Her name is like Maria or something, I think.
bro, I don't know a single person's name in this movie.
They just keep introducing characters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing. In the beginning, I'm like, usually at the beginning of the movie, you can kind of tell who the main character is. It's like 20 minutes in, and I'm like, we've been through so many people. It's like 5 new scenes of different people that we've come across now.
Yeah.
It's
It's
yeah.
a lot. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, her name's Deborah.
Deborah,
Deborah.
the Black Nun.
Yeah.
All right. But yes. But do you think that loyalty warranted her going off, you know, with a...
What, like loyalty to each other?
No, like,
What?
again, I was just saying the black nun.
Yes.
Nobody's nice to her except Teza Famiga.
Yeah.
Is that enough for her to go with her?
To fight a demon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you hear this person is going to fight a demon.
Yeah. Why are you tagging along?
In fact, I would try stay away from you as much as possible. Like, all right, you go along to you. I don't want you to. Like, what if my sleeve gets caught on the train and I get pulled towards the demon? You know, I don't want to be anywhere near you.
Yeah.
But yes, is just being nice to her enough to go along to fight a demon? But again, it's probably she didn't expect there to be a demon. She wasn't there for the first nun.
Yeah. That is true. Because they kind of say, like, hey, these people have done these things. These seem to be linked. They're moving across Europe. Go figure it out.
Yeah.
So, I guess, yeah, she didn't really know what she was in for.
Well, didn't that guy say it's the ghost of whoever, the nun? The guy from the Vatican.
He might have said it.
He said something like, it's the, you know, the thing you fought before. You're the only one who's ever fought it before. That's why they came to Teza Famiga.
Yeah, right. And because
that's what I'm saying. They already knew the demon.
And because the bishop died. So. He had cholera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway.
I thought this movie was very well shot.
Yeah.
There's a great sequence where they go down the staircase. Well, it's from the top and it's going down the staircase and you see people running.
Yeah.
Whoever the director is, they deserve better than the script. Because I really felt the script, I guess, effects. But the effects are good. It's just, it wasn't scary. It's not that's not the problem. The problem is, the script.
I know people watch horror movies because they're scary, right? Like not necessarily, but like a lot of people.
Some people like, you know, like with the slasher, Michael Myers, he has like fun kills. He'll like stab somebody and stick them on the wall.
Yeah.
And he'll like, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
People enjoy the creativeness of
a killer.
A slasher and killer, yeah.
Right, yeah.
That could be another reason, not just for scare.
Yeah.
Scares.
But I guess, like, in this case specifically, like with a kind of, I don't know what to call it.
Jump scares.
Yeah.
When something just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ones where, like, the nun just, like...
She appears.
Yes, and, like, it zooms forward.
Yeah.
Right? That's a jump scare.
It's like
yeah, I don't find jump scares...
scary.
Well, I do find them scary. You know, like, especially if you're not expecting it.
Yeah.
But, like... I find them very cheap.
Yeah.
You know, shocking somebody by just coming out unexpectedly is not a... It's just too easy. You know,
it's very basic.
Have some more finesse with your scariness. That's what I think.
It's like, there was only one that actually really got me. When they're like trying to crawl through the vent into the cockroach room.
Oh God!
And
I would never go to the cockroach room. If I saw the cockroach room, I'd go the other direction, bro. I'd get a big... If I had to go there, I'd get a big can of Doom. I'd just spray those motherfuckers. If I had like a hazmat suit, and just, you know, some acid.
Yeah, not a fan of cockroaches, to be honest. Yeah. But, yeah.
Who is a fan of cockroaches? Who's this person? These are my good friends. These horrid fucking things that would survive a nuclear apocalypse. They're my friends.
I'm sure there must be.
You know, there's an episode of Powerpuff Girls where there's like a cockroach monster.
No.
It's just, you know, like a bunch of cockroaches come together to form a
mega cockroach.
Yeah, like a Power Ranger Zord. And the Powerpuff Girls can't hit them because it's not a solid thing. It's just a bunch of cockroaches.
It's like a moving massive cockroach.
One of the worst episodes, bro. It made me so upset. But anyway, in the end, we find out that the guy that's friends with the cockroaches that did this is just a robot with the cockroach inside. It's being piloted by a cockroach.
I do remember this.
Alright.
I don't know why I remember it, but I vaguely remember.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
The acting in this movie is not great either.
Yeah. Well, it's. I wouldn't say it's terrible, but it's definitely not great.
Very down the middle.
Yeah.
There's not something where I'm like, ooh, best supporting actor or
No,
something. Yeah,
yeah.
it's very down the line.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's just kind of meh, I guess. Although I do love how they like, you know, they have the nun appear
Yeah.
randomly, like the
And you confuse it. I mean, there might be an actual nun.
yeah.
Well, not to say the nun isn't an actual nun. I'm
Yeah,
saying
who knows?
a non the nun.
A non the nun nun.
Yes. A nun that's not the nun.
Yeah.
A
right.
nun.
Yes.
Right? Sometimes you think, oh, it's the nun, but it's just a nun. I like that as well.
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily, it's not a jump scare, it's just confusion.
Yeah.
Which I liked, it's...
yeah.
it's just you expecting that imagery, and when you see it, you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
And then it's fine.
Yeah.
Alright.
Do you think that they actually had those magazines flip? Or they did it as
that was
effects?
that was a cool...
Yeah, that was really cool. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's visual effects.
Yeah, probably.
Because,
it would be kind of hard to get it right.
you'd have to have a bunch of strings.
Yeah.
Like...
a bunch of strings.
individual, like... Yeah.
And then you've got to pull them at the right time.
Maybe they're like electronic, and you can...
Like electronically flipped magazines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those aren't magazines, they're like metal, and
Yeah.
they're painted to look like magazines.
Yeah, maybe.
Or... Yeah. But I think that's visual effects.
Yeah, probably. It's
Sorry
a little...
if this this breaks your immersion. You're like, oh fuck, I thought they did the... Or maybe there's like, in green screen, there's a person that's dressed in green and they turn
Yeah, they
in
just...
front of the camera. That could be
They turn every individual page very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a bunch of them.
Oh,
It's not just one person. There's like 5 of them turning 2 pages each.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
makes
2
sense.
like books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's my
That makes sense to me.
guess.
Valid. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Although, wait, I've said although too many times. Reader, take a drink of either water or alcohol every time I've said although.
You call them reader.
Listener.
Well, there's a function with the website we used to post podcasts.
Yeah.
Where there's like a transcript.
Yeah.
So you could read the
You could.
the podcast, but
In theory.
that's
yes.
a very, very small subset. You have to be a sicko to read the transcript of a podcast. And when that one person comes across this, they'll be like, oh, this is my day. He called us out. He recognizes us, the readers.
To our deaf listeners. Hello.
Well, they're not listening, are they?
No, they are reading.
They're reading.
Yeah.
Oh.
To our deaf readers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Gotta be inclusive,
I might cut this out because, every week, it's not every week, but most weeks, listeners, he attacks the disabled at every chance he gets.
So you've gotta bring it back.
What do you mean bring it back? You do it all the time. That's not me bringing it back. That's me noticing your obvious... what do you mean I have to bring it back? You were the one talking about...
You've gotta cut out
You
me
said-
being nice to the
the
disabled.
You said the deaf listeners.
The deaf readers.
The deaf... You're making fun of them because they can't
No.
listen. Anyway, again, I'm going to cut it out. It's too embarrassing for you.
Okay.
Well, I don't know what you believe. Maybe you do believe that. But
I don't know.
I think
Maybe.
we just waffling.
Yeah, pretty much. But is Sophie, the little girl, like the teacher's daughter?
I forgot about them altogether. the teacher, do you know who she is?
No.
You don't know.
Maybe.
She's from Narnia.
Oh.
She's the older sister in Narnia.
Oh.
The first 2 Narnia films. Well, there was only 3.
Yeah. But
you
the
know,
first 2.
There's like 7 books.
Yeah.
And
There's a lot. Yeah.
7 is not a lot.
There's a lot of Narnia just out there.
What do you mean?
There's like, so you got the OG canon stuff, right? But then there's also like a bunch of
Oh, who cares about that stuff?
me.
It's not like Cthulhu,
Yeah.
where it's like other writers are expanding the mythos. You
Yeah.
know, it's
Right.
he has his canon books.
Yeah.
And all that other shit. You know.
Yeah, it's just kind of whatever.
Yeah. But H.P.
Yeah.
Lovecraft was like, hey, I want other authors to add to the Cthulhu mythos.
Right.
C.S. Lewis was like, no.
No, this is it.
And no in a Christian way.
No, in a Christian way.
He was very religious.
Oh, I see.
All the Narnia books are like a metaphor for religion.
Whoa.
Aslan is Jesus Christ. He died on the stone for us
Huh.
to redeem our sins.
Right.
Then he came back to life.
Yeah.
It's just like Gandalf. But yeah.
Yeah.
But he's Christ. He's the
Yeah.
He's the son of the king of the
The king.
no, the king beyond the sea.
Mm.
There's a character in Narnia called the king beyond the sea. That's like the god.
Yeah.
And Aslan is his son.
Right.
So that's the god.
Makes sense.
Yeah. But
Okay,
anyway, can you name all of them?
No.
Of course not.
No.
The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Yes.
The Voyage of the Dawn Treader.
Okay.
A Boy and His Horse.
Okay.
The Silver Chair.
You can do it, I believe.
Prince Caspian. Fuck. That's like 5.
Yeah, let's get it up.
5.
We'll take it. And by we, I mean me. Anyway.
Well, as you're talking, I'm just gonna Google. Carry on with your review.
Anyway, the little girl, is she super like spiritual and religious,
Well,
or is she
aren't
just?
they
Like,
in like a Catholic school?
I don't know, because it's kind of like they've got a chapel, right?
Mm.
But it's kind of like they don't use the chapel,
Yeah.
because that's the whole thing. It's like the madame's son died in there, and so she doesn't keep it open, or like she shuts it off and no one's allowed in there.
But I'm pretty sure they still pray, right?
I think so. I don't know,
Well, why do you say she's spiritual?
because she's like how do I describe it? It's like she's got a lot of stuff that just goes right for her, and I feel like it's okay. What?
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, no, but there was a look.
Okay, carry on with what you're saying. I'm gonna look the other way so I don't distract you.
But I feel like there's a thread going where it's like God is protecting her for whatever reason, and I don't know. I feel like they set up another movie in this with the last scene where Maurice is like, you know, he's next to. There's like this really nicely framed shot where she's holding a rosary and Maurice is like next to the rosary, and I feel like that sets up like he's still haunted, and you know, something's gonna come of that, and then the little girl becomes the sidekick nun. Does that make sense?
Nun kick.
The nun kick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But look.
Mm.
Oh yeah. Are you done?
Yeah.
So I was unsettled by the lady without eyes when they showed that portrait the first time.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at eyes, I'm like, there's something wrong here.
Yeah. Really?
And then I realized, because I didn't realize immediately. I
Right.
thought those were just like big irises. You know? And then I realized, oh, eyes are missing.
Yeah.
And then it like zooms out. I think, oh, maybe I just look down and then I see, I see the eyes on the tray. That unsettled me. I thought that's who the nun was.
Right.
Because obviously I didn't watch the first nun.
Yeah.
But then that's the MacGuffin. Or
Yeah.
the...
The kind of red herring.
No, a red herring is leading you down the wrong way. It's that's not the wrong way. That the eyes did work. The eyes.
Oh yeah. Okay.
The eyes was what they were looking for.
Yeah. You're right.
But
Damn.
this is what I'm trying to say.
Mm.
This movie was very accessible to somebody who didn't watch the first Nun.
Yeah.
They recapped enough that I got the gist of it.
Yeah.
But based on what they said in the first movie, they used the blood of Christ.
Yeah.
And in this movie, they're using some lady's eyes.
Yeah.
Isn't that a bit disrespectful? Some random lady's eyes versus the blood of Christ. And the blood of Christ didn't work. And as far as we're aware, these fucking eyes worked here.
Yeah.
So, are we saying some random lady's eyes more powerful than Jesus Christ's blood? I don't know. I disagree.
Although there was
my
also
good pal JC, he yes,
there was also the I guess the idea that Irene is
Irene?
Sister Irene Tessa.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. She's like a descendant of Saint Lucy, the lady who
Oh yeah.
her eyes came out, because they set it up quite nicely.
Yes,
where it's
but why is that important? Does she have powers?
No.
Like I assume,
kind of.
I assume the saint has powers because she was sainted.
Yeah.
You have to do a miracle to become a saint.
Yeah.
So I assume she had powers. But obviously this nun Irene. Irene. She also has powers. She doesn't have powers because they're using like an artifact. They don't have powers themselves.
But she did perform a miracle in the first movie.
How do you know that?
Because they say she performed it in the second movie.
No. But we know that's a fraud. They just said that.
Oh.
We know that Maurice saved her. Yeah. So is that a miracle or is it Maurice? Maurice or Miracle? That's the the hot new game overtaking the nation.
It's a new game show.
Yeah.
Maurice or Miracle. But yeah, I don't know, because she's got that in the how do I describe it? Like the set piece, the final battle against the demon, where it holds her up in the air and it starts burning her. The priest burnt instantly, but you know how they say Saint Lucy didn't burn? They set her on fire and she didn't burn.
Daenerys.
Yeah.
Alright.
So is it...
You know why I said that?
No. I don't know. I never watched Game of Thrones.
Yeah, she can't burn.
Oh, nice.
Which is not true in the books.
Yeah.
It's another weird tangent, but look, the first time she gets burned, there's a witch there that's doing magic.
Yeah.
And the witch casts a spell that tries to save herself from being burned.
Right.
But that spell backfires and goes on Daenerys.
Right.
Which stops her from being burned.
That makes sense.
Right?
Right.
And since then, she's touched fire and she gets hurt.
Yeah.
And in the TV show,
yeah,
they just made her fireproof for the rest of the show. Yeah. Just a total misunderstanding of that event. But yes, carry on.
So is that's what I was trying to get at, basically. Is she a descendant of Saint Lucy that then takes on kind of like a limited version of Saint Lucy's powers, where it's
yeah, sure,
because she's not quite fireproof.
Yes, I understand. Yeah. But never mind all that. She's the protagonist. That's more important than being a descendant of Saint Lucy. That's
the plot armor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Obviously, she's the one who can use it. But go back to what I was saying. Is it disrespectful for eyes to be more powerful than the blood of Christ?
I don't know. Probably. It's probably blasphemous.
Yeah.
In some way.
But this is another. I was saying, if there is a God,
yeah,
and in this case a Christian God,
yes,
you wouldn't need to be scared.
Yeah.
How did you started shouting? And I did start shouting while I was watching this movie. The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you. Which is from The Exorcist.
Yes.
Yeah. Nobody started shouting that.
No. No. But they did pray.
Never invoke Christ.
There were a couple times where they prayed. There was the whole thing where the two nuns prayed together.
Shout. The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you. That's my problem with it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, by the way, the the final Narnia books are The Magician's Nephew and The Last Battle.
Oh, okay.
Although I'm pretty sure The Last Battle takes place before The Magician's Nephew.
Oh.
But whatever.
Yeah. Whatever. It is what it is.
Yes. Yeah. Can we move on to recommendations, because I have nothing else to say?
Yeah, same. Okay. Let's go for recommendations.
Well, I have a long number of recommendations because it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So you start,
Okay.
and then I'll ramble on for
Wow.
an hour.
Do you think that I have very few recommendations?
Yes.
And that's why. Okay. Yeah. You know what? Fair enough. Because
You always game. You're too busy gaming. You're gaming pull. You're like the kid from Gran Turismo. You think you're going to become a racer, but no.
No, I'm just a racist.
Oh. He admitted. Oh my God. We got him, gang. Yeah, but your glasses, they said you're not allowed to be a driver.
Yes.
But maybe in the future they can fix eyes so you can drive.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe.
Anyway, carry on.
Anyway, yeah, I've been watching Beckham. You know, the
Documentary.
yeah.
I only saw one clip where Victoria Beckham is like, yeah, I was working class, and he pops his head in and it's like, stop lying, stop lying. It's like, what car did your father used to drive you to school in? She says something like, which one? He's like, you know the one. It's like, it was a Rolls Royce.
That's absolutely not working class. You could buy a house.
It's one of the most expensive cars. I don't even know about cars, and I know that.
But yeah, anyway, it's pretty good actually. I quite enjoyed it. I'm on the last episode at the moment, and you know, it's like it's a really interesting kind of look into his life, because a lot of
You don't know anything about him.
no, but now I kind of vaguely know about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and it's kind of
You know,
yeah.
even though I'm older than you, I barely saw him play.
Yeah.
I think he was at Madrid when I watched football.
Yeah.
Started watching, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Never saw him at United.
Yeah, no, same, because he left. I think the year I was born.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean,
As you were watching through your mother's eyes, you're like controlling her like a bug inside a man robot.
But yeah, it's like, you know, the things he went through, like after the '98 World Cup, where he got that red against Simeone. It kind of really, like, I don't know, it obviously, because I wasn't there, I've heard of, you know, what he did and the abuse that he got, but seeing it is a lot more. It's very show don't tell, you know. It really kind of opens your eyes to the abuse that he faced. And then I've also been watching Fairly Odd Parents, you know, Jimmy Turner. Yeah.
So you're the one who always complains about, oh, I've got this long list of things to watch.
Yeah.
But then you choose to watch Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah.
I put that to you.
Okay.
Carry on.
It's just, it went on to Netflix recently. So I've decided that I'm going to not watch all of it, but, you know, just like when I've got some free time, watch an episode, like while I'm eating lunch or whatever. Yeah. And then also, I watched Mean Girls. Mostly because it also just, it was put on Netflix.
It was Mean Girls Day the other day.
Yeah.
Where she like hands him a note or something, and she's like,
It was like 3 weeks ago.
oh, fuck, it doesn't matter. I said the other day. I didn't say a specific date.
Yes.
The other day could be in the 1940s. It's just not the day that we're talking about. It's the other day.
Right, yeah.
So the other day,
Yeah.
she hands him a note or something, and she's like, this is the day he responded or something. I don't know what the fuck.
On on October 3rd, he asked me what day it was.
Oh. Yes.
And then she so that's like narrated.
Yes, I know.
And then he
you don't
turns
need
around.
to explain Mean Girls.
But yeah, it was pretty good. There's a lot of like weird gags that have clearly become pop culture references because it was like I watched it, and then as something would come up, I'd be like, oh, I've seen that in a meme. That's kind of cool. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, I think I gave it a 7. It's not crazy good, but it's not bad.
Seminal movie for girls like around my age and slightly older.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
So, got a lot to run through. So, first of all, Archer ended.
Yeah.
Not just the season, the show in general.
As a whole.
Yes. It's good.
It's okay.
At the end of it, I gave it an 8.
Okay.
But definitely in the last season, they lost a lot without Jessica Walter. So,
okay.
then
Fair
I
enough.
rewatched The Master, Paul Thomas Anderson, starring Joaquin and Philip Seymour Hoffman, PSH. Right?
Yeah, right.
I gave it a 9.
Okay.
It's an excellent movie, but the way people talk about it, they're like it's in their top 10 of the decade.
Oh.
And again, like I said, excellent movie. I just don't feel that way about it, like the way
Fair enough.
other people feel.
Yeah.
Then I rewatched Zodiac. The Fincher
Yeah.
series.
Yeah,
The
right.
next entry. This was last week, by the way. This week's is Benjamin Button.
Oh, nice.
Very weird movie, but I
Yeah.
haven't seen it yet. I haven't rewatched it yet.
Yeah.
Zodiac, hard 10. Nothing much to say. I think it's Fincher's best movie still.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing much to say.
Nice.
Tower Prep.
Mm.
So, do you remember a few weeks ago I was like, there's some teen show that's set on an island where they...
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Right. Then in the cleanup I mentioned it was Tower Prep.
Yeah. Right.
And then I watched Tower Prep. Again, it's... I was talking about Gen V, the new boys spin-off.
Yeah.
Gen V and Tower Prep are very similar.
Okay.
It's, again, they have powers and it's very much a teen drama.
Yeah. Right.
I somewhat felt like I wasted my time because I remember most of what happened there, and 13 hours I'm not gonna get back.
Oh, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's fine. I give it a 6.
Okay.
And I watched the Missouri Breaks.
Right.
We in the movie old Rupert.
Not Murdoch.
No man, Rupert Friend. What the fuck's that guy's name, man?
I don't know.
Rupert.
I remember speaking about him.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he's going senile, and he's like, "What movie was Jack Nicholson and Marlon Brando in?"
Yeah.
The Missouri Breaks.
Yeah.
and during that commentary, I said, we're gonna need a lot of press stick to stick this all back together. But, I was wrong.
Oh.
We need glue. We need we need a lot more shit too. We need cellophane tape. This thing is broken. Well, it's a little bit of a joke, gang. The Missouri Breaks are like I think a river or something. It like divides Missouri.
Right.
So anyway, it's about Jack Nicholson is like an outlaw.
Right.
And the town like sheriff. Well, he's not. He's like just another bad guy. He's just a bad guy in the town. He hires Marlon Brando to assassinate, the outlaws that are ruining his business.
Right. Yeah.
And
okay.
Marlon Brando kills all his friends, and then Nicholson kills him.
Yeah.
And
spoilers.
yeah, nobody's gonna watch the Missouri Breaks.
Okay. Fair enough.
I gave it an 8.
Okay.
Then I watched Fatal Attraction,
Mm.
which I'd watched Basic Instinct, which I gave a 10. I've mentioned before.
Yeah. Right.
And this is the kind of paired movie.
Yeah.
Both star Michael Douglas and both have like a very similar premise.
Right.
This movie is a lot worse than Basic Instinct.
Okay.
but Basic Instinct was like panned upon. Well, not panned, but people didn't think it was that great. And this movie was nominated for Oscars. So I had high hopes, but it's an 8.
Okay.
It's still a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing much to say.
Okay.
Do you know what it's about?
No.
Michael Douglas cheats on his wife with this lady.
Okay.
And the lady turns out to be a psycho who tries to kill him.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
A fatal attraction, if you will.
Oh.
Yeah. And Basic Instinct, Michael Douglas is a detective, and he falls in love with a lady accused of murder. And she might murder him.
Oh.
So, again, very similar premises. But then I watched The Wild One.
Yeah.
Which, the movie I thought had Brando and Nicholson.
Yeah.
Brando is a gang leader.
Okay.
And he's just kind of, well, not him, like him and this other gang are like menacing a town.
Right.
And he turns out to be a good guy. He saves this girl.
Okay.
And yeah, when they chase out all the outlaws, or he helps them chase out all the outlaws.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, very good movie.
That's pretty good.
I gave it an 8.
Nice.
Which I know I said Fatal Attraction. It's a disappointment. I gave it an 8. And I said this one, very good movie, an 8. It's because I thought Fatal Attraction would be a lot better. I don't really have any expectations going into The Wild One.
Yeah.
That's why an 8 means different things in different contexts.
Yeah.
Then I watched Disclosure.
Right.
Another Michael Douglas movie. Right. And there's a theme here. If you're noticing.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Because the director of Fair Play said she based her movie Fair Play on Michael Douglas movies from the 90s. That's why I wanted to do Fair Play, but a maniac he hit me with a gun. He pulled out a knife to stab me, and I said, "Okay, stop! I'll do it. I'll watch your rubbish fucking movie.
God damn it!
The Nun 2, keep on nunning. Your
The Nun 2, Electric Boogaloo.
I'll indulge your sexual fantasy of the nun. Anyway, Disclosure is Michael Douglas is raped by a woman.
Oh no.
And she's like his superior at work.
Oh.
So
yeah,
it's about male rape.
Right.
Often undiscussed topic. But then it turns into something else after.
Oh.
And I don't really like the after bit.
Okay.
So I gave it a 7.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
It's a good movie. It's not great.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Fair
also
enough.
this week, 2 weeks ago, the return of Rick and Morty.
Yes.
Without Justin Roiland.
Yeah.
Who turns out is very abusive.
Yeah.
And he was fired. So good. I don't know the names of the guys who replaced him off the top of my head, but good for them.
Yeah.
Right.
Well done them.
Then, okay, so I'm going on another blank check series.
Right.
But from the past that I haven't done yet.
Okay.
I think the last one I did was Tim Burton. Now I'm doing Robert Zemeckis. Do you know who that is?
I've heard the name.
So he directed the Back to the Future movies.
Right.
So I watched the Back to the Future trilogy.
Okay.
Back to the Future 1 is a perfect movie.
Oh.
I heard somebody say this a while back, where he's like, there's only 5 perfect movies, and he named Back to the Future
as one of them.
Yes, yeah, and I watched it and I'm like, yes, it's genuinely, there's nothing you can change. It's so good.
Right.
Well, this is the thing. I thought I watched all of these as a child.
Yeah.
But watching these again, I realized the only one I actually watched was Back to the Future 2. I actually had, because 2 and 3 were filmed back to back.
Yeah.
So, I mean, not back to back, simultaneously.
Oh, okay.
So, they have like a trailer for Back to the Future 3 at the end of 2.
Right.
So, I remember seeing the trailer and I thought that was... So, yeah, the first one I'd never seen. Incredible movie.
Okay.
2, a good movie, not as good as I think it could be.
Okay.
3 is actually, again, Handbrake turned into becoming a Western. It's just because both Robert Zemeckis and the star Michael J. Fox, they both love Western. So they're like, we'll just do a Western for them. So bizarre. But yeah, I love them. First one a 10, second one an 8, third one a 9.
Okay.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that Disney, whoever owns this, they licking their lips waiting for Zemeckis to die so they can, because he said, like, you need to have confirmation from both Zemeckis and the other writer of the movie. They're the ones who have the
rights.
Like, well, not rights. I think they can veto
anything.
Like if they want to make something, they have like veto rights. And I think the writer is fine with it, but Zemeckis is like, no, you'll have to wait till I die or something like that.
So they're waiting.
Yeah. But the other problem is Michael J. Fox. He suffers from I don't know what he suffers from, but he suffers from some illness that I think it's Parkinson's.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And he can't really act anymore because the disease is so debilitating.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they couldn't get him back. So I assume they would use like the universe, but they wouldn't bring him back.
Yeah.
So those are the like challenges to doing a Back to the Future, a new thing.
Yeah.
But I hope they just leave it as is.
Yeah.
There's really no need to go back and touch it.
It would be nice to
just leave something untouched.
Yeah. Please.
It's a complete story. It ended. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, then a new series of Big Mouth came out.
Yes.
Which it's its second last season.
Okay.
They announced that after season 8 they'll be done. So this was 7, and they're releasing 8 early next year.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And I think these were done simultaneously as well.
Okay.
But I don't know. Whenever it comes out, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Right?
We'll figure it out at the time.
Yeah, I've never really liked the show.
Oh.
It's similar to Only Murders in the Building.
Okay.
I don't find it very funny, but I find it like interesting.
Yeah.
I give it like a 6, 7.
Okay.
The whole series I'm talking about, the 7 seasons.
All 7 seasons.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I'm waiting for 8 to get past final judgment.
Right, yeah.
But this was fine.
Okay.
Then I watched Last Tango in Paris. Another Brando movie where I think he was nominated for. So I just went through like Brando and Michael Douglas movies this week.
I see that, yeah.
It's another. I think he was nominated for Best Actor.
Okay.
I can't remember. But I know he won for On the Waterfront.
Okay.
Main actor and Best Supporting for Godfather.
Okay.
I think he was just nominated for Last Tango in Paris.
Okay.
But I can't remember.
Yeah.
Whatever the case is.
It was a while ago.
Upsetting movie.
Oh.
There's a rape scene.
Oh.
It's supposed to be this like sweet love story, but that rape scene really puts a damper on.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, I should take that back. It's not a sweet love story. It's a very cynical love story that I think the director secretly wants you to think it's a sweet love story.
Oh, I see. Yeah. It's not.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Then I watched Romancing the Stone.
Okay.
Another Michael Douglas movie.
He gets married to a stone.
No. But it's also it's also a Robert Zemeckis movie. So I was killing 2 birds with 1 stone.
He gets married to Emma Stone.
No, she wasn't born. So it's like pedophilia is when it's with a child. They haven't been even conceived yet. What's that? We need a word for that. But anyway, this lady, she's a romance novelist.
Oh.
And her brother-in-law and sister are doing like a archaeological dig or something.
Okay.
I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
And they send back like a map to this giant stone. This I don't know, it's a ruby or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
What's a green stone?
Emerald.
Yeah. An emerald.
Okay.
And they send the map to her because they like get captured.
Right.
So she has the map to the
stone.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she the people who kidnapped her sister and the brother-in-law say, we'll give them back to you if you get the stone first.
Right.
And she travels to, I think, Colombia.
Okay.
And then along their travels, she gets saved by Michael Douglas.
Oh.
And then it's like Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
But it's more like there's a lot more chemistry between the leads.
Okay.
And
yeah.
it's much more focused on the love story angle instead of the adventuring angle.
Yeah,
Even
right.
though there is adventuring, like I said, a more romantic Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Then I watched its sequel, The Jewel of the Nile,
Okay.
which Zemeckis didn't direct.
Oh.
And this movie is definitely a big step down.
Oh.
Because, like,
Mm.
there's a third element in Romancing the Stone.
Right.
Danny DeVito is like this low-level gangster that's also trying to get the stone.
Oh.
And in Jewel of the Nile,
Yeah.
they kind of pair up Michael Douglas and Danny DeVito.
Oh.
And the lady gets, like, shafted.
Oh.
So,
Right.
yeah, it didn't work as, because I assume what people loved and what I loved from the first one was the romance.
Yeah.
So, if you take all that out of the movie, well, I just assume they didn't want to do what the first one was.
Yeah.
So, but, yeah.
So then it ends up being kind of meh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, last thing is I watched Who Framed Roger Rabbit,
Nice.
which is another Zemeckis movie.
Oh.
Zemeckis has this crazy run. He goes Back to the Future,
Yeah.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit,
Yeah.
Back to the Future 2, 3, he has something in the middle, and then Forrest Gump.
Damn.
It's
Damn.
yeah, and he has a great. Just go look at Robert Zemeckis' filmography.
Okay.
That's why he has the blank check, because the Back to the Future and Roger Rabbit made a lot of money, and Forrest Gump also made a lot of money, but it won the Best Picture Oscar.
Yeah. Okay.
Very contentiously. People, that year Shawshank came out and Pulp Fiction.
Oh.
So people get very upset that Forrest Gump won.
Well, I mean, it's reasonable. All three could have.
I don't know.
You don't? Okay.
I haven't seen. I watched Pulp Fiction the other day.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It went kind of a little bit down in my
Oh, I see.
estimation. But
Okay.
anyway, thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Please remember to rate, review, subscribe, give a like, etc.
Give all the likes, please.
Yeah. Once again, I haven't mentioned it in a while, but please do some like fraud. Create as many accounts as possible. Give us so many likes. Give us so many subscribes.
Please.
Yes, we need like a listening farm. Apparently, that's what they do for like some music artists.
Yeah.
They have like a bunch of phones with like Spotify, and they'll play
Those artists'
those
songs.
artists' songs. So
Yeah.
they'll have a number of
Streams. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that kind of like, they become more popular, and then they get more seen by other people. So yeah,
Yeah.
do that
Do
for
that,
us,
please.
do that for us, people. All right, please subscribe on Patreon to listen to our movie commentaries.
Yeah.
You can find all our links at paicip.com. That's PAICIP.com. Please tell a friend, tell that friend to tell a friend, tell a family member.
Tell everyone.
And yeah, bye.
Cheerio.